Today we are going to talk about Jiva, the soul. Yesterday we had an introduction. We will talk about Jiva, the soul. Let me share the screen. So before we get started, we will do small prayers and we'll get started. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातां सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौरभक्तवृंद ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन की जय श्री श्री गौरनिताय की जय श्री 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 जगन्नाथ बलराम सुभद्रा मैया की जय जगत गुरु पतित पावन श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय Thank you so much, Mataji and Prabhujis, for joining today's session. So today we are going to discuss about Jiva, the soul. So these are the topics for today. So we will talk about what is soul, what is reincarnation, what is the difference between body and soul, and what is the size and shape of soul, and what is the nature of soul and its food. So these are the topics we are going to discuss. Before we get started, look at some famous personalities. You can see some very famous personalities here in this slide, right? So observe carefully. Do you recognize some of them?
Yes, Mataji.
Haribol. So you have seen them in books, news, or videos, right? These are the people who became well known in different fields: service field, Mother Teresa, science, leadership, creativity, music, innovation, etc. Right? Um, so let us go to the next slide. Now here is something interesting. Look at these pictures carefully. So these are children. Do they look famous right now?
No, Mataji.
No, right? So can you guess who they might become when they grow up? May not
No.
be. Because they look normal, just kids, right? They look like ordinary children, just like any of us. And let us move on. So can you tell uh, who are these pictures? Another set of childhood pictures, right? Do these children look like same as famous personalities we saw earlier? Barack Obama, Mother Teresa. Did you recognize their childhood pictures? Not really, right? Because they look very different, because they have different faces, different, they are in different size, they have different hairstyles, different expressions, etc. Um, so it's also the same. So they have grown from childhood to adults. So let us see, why is it like this? So now this is a big question, right? Why did you accept that? So these childhood pictures and those adult pictures belong to the same personalities, even though they look so different. Why did you agree upon it? Because we all know that they grow up, because we know that from childhood to boyhood to adulthood, every person will grow, because it's the same person inside, but the body will undergo changes. So when someone is a child, they have a child's body. When they grow up, they get an adult body, but the body changes, but the person inside remains the same. The unchanging person inside, the one who feels, thinks, remembers, that is called the jiva. So Bhagavad Gita teaches us something very beautiful. So the jiva does not change like the body changes. The jiva does not disappear like the body disappears. At death, it will disappear, right? And the jiva does not die like the body. So the jiva does not undergo changes, and jiva does not die when the body changes. So just like a child's body changes into an adult body, the jiva continues its journey from one body to another. But we all feel sad about it, right? When a person dies, we feel that the person died, but it's not that person. The body, he left the body. So we need to understand that. So let me ask you one question. Did your body change from when you were a baby until now? Did you
Yes,
change?
Mataji.
Yes, right?
Yes,
But you are still the same person inside. Yes or no?
yes,
Because yeah, because that you inside the body is called the jiva. So Krishna teaches us in the Bhagavad Gita the same thing. We are not just bodies, we are eternal souls, we are jivas. And understanding this is the first step in our spiritual knowledge. So let's move on. Please look at this slide. The heading says soul is the constant. So we remain the same, only body keeps changing. So let me ask you a very simple question. Who here was once a baby? All of us. Every one of us were once a baby, right? But who here is still a baby? Nobody. Yes or no? We all have grown from baby to adulthood. But now tell me, are you the same person who was that baby or a different person?
same person.
Same person. So what changed? The body changed. So look at the pictures on this in this slide. So the baby uh, is becoming a small child, and he grows up, he becomes a working adult, and he becomes a old person. The body changed step by step, but throughout all these changes, the jiva inside remained constant. Because when during all these phases, that person says I am hungry. He doesn't say the baby is hungry, my baby body is hungry, my youth body is hungry. He doesn't say like that, right? He always say, if he's hungry, he says I am hungry. If he's happy, he says I am happy. And if he's tired, he says I am tired. So that I never changes. That I is called the Jiva, the soul. So Krishna explains this very clearly in Bhagavad Gita. Just like the soul passes from childhood to youth and youth to old age, in the same way at death, the soul passes into another body. So death is not the end of the soul. So it is simply changing bodies. Like we change the clothes. So we usually change dresses, shoes, mobile phones, everything, right? So when you change your mobile phone, do you as a jiva change? No, right? So only the device changes. So body is the device and soul is the user. So when the body becomes old or unusable, the soul simply moves on to another body. So but we all have this misunderstanding of I am the body. So that is the reason why we have fear, we have stress, we have confusion. So Krishna begins Bhagavad Gita by correcting this one mistake. What is that mistake? We feel that we are the body. So he says we are we are not the body, we are the soul. The body changes with age, and positions changes, designations changes, but the soul remains constant. Soul will not change. So today I think we need to have one takeaway from this is body changes, and age may change, role may change, situations may change, but the soul remains the same. This is the first secret of Gita. So once we understand who we are, life slowly starts making sense. So here, please look at this first picture. A car has met with an accident. Now let me ask you something. When you see this, do you say the car is damaged or you say the driver is damaged?
The driver is
the car is damaged, right? If you look at the picture, it clearly shows the car is damaged. We won't say that driver is damaged, right? We usually say car is damaged because the car and the driver are different. In this picture, we see only the car, so we say car is damaged. Similarly, body is like the vehicle, soul is the driver. And the body is injured or destroyed, the soul is not destroyed. So we did not know that it was a parking car and somebody hit the car and there is no driver inside. The car is destroyed, but we don't say driver is destroyed. So if you look at the second picture, a person in old age, uh, we usually say she is old and her body is weak, etc. But we never say the soul has become old. Did we ever say that? No, right?
No,
Why?
Mataji.
Because the soul never ages. Old age belongs to the body only, not to the soul. So inside an old body also the same young soul is present. That we need to understand. If you look at the third picture, death. This shows the body stops working because the body is died. It is a dead body, and the soul does not die. The soul simply leaves the body, just like a driver stepping out of a broken vehicle. That's why Krishna says the soul is never killed when the body is killed. But most of us have fear of death because we always think that I will be destroyed, I will be died. So it's not like that. So Krishna corrects that misunderstanding. You are not dying, you are only leaving one body. Just like you leave a rented house, if you are staying in a rented house, if you are changing that house and you continue to exist, somebody will go to that rented house that you have previously stayed in, and they if they look at you, if they are looking for you and you are not there, then they will not say that this body is dead, this person is dead, right? They will say he is still there but he is not there here. So body is temporary, soul is eternal. Body can be damaged, but soul cannot be destroyed. So we are not the body, we are the soul. This understanding is the first step. Um, so if you understand this, you will be freed from three things. One is fear, another is anxiety, the third thing is confusion. So you will get rid of all these three things when you have a proper understanding of we are not the body, we are the soul. So now let's go one step deeper. Till now we understood we are not the body, we are the soul. Now Krishna explains something very important. Please read this line that is there on the slide. It says they are of exactly opposite nature. Body and soul are not little different, slightly different. They're exactly opposite. If you look at the picture, one side the tree is dry, cold, leafless. It looks like a dead tree. On the other side, it is green, fresh, and it looks alive and full of growth, etc. Uh, so the same tree, but two opposite conditions. In the same way, body and soul exist together, but their nature is completely opposite. So, what is the first difference? The body is temporary, the soul is permanent. So Krishna clearly says in Bhagavad Gita 2.20, second chapter, 20th shloka. Na jayate mriyate va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuyah ajo nitya shashvatoyam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. So what does he say here? For the soul there is neither birth nor death. Soul is unborn, soul is eternal, soul is ever existing, and soul is primeval. So he says the body is born one day, the body will die one day, but soul exists forever. Before the body, after the body, soul exists permanently. That is the first difference. Second difference is body changes, but soul is never change. It will never change. So changing versus unchanging. So body will change every moment, right? Even within the same life, we body changes from like we discussed, from baby to youth to old age, etc. Krishna also explains this in second chapter, 13 shloka. Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tata dehantara praptir dhiras tatra namuhyati. So he says the soul passes from childhood to youth, youth to old age. So that means your childhood body is gone, your teenage body is gone, but you are still the same person. So body is changing, soul is constant, it is unchanging. That is the second difference. Third difference is body is dead matter, soul has consciousness, soul has life. So body by itself is just matter, right? If the soul is not there, it becomes dead body. So Krishna says this in 2.17. He says that which pervades the entire body is indestructible. So whatever is inside the body, that is indestructible, is what Krishna says. So that indestructible thing is the soul. As long as the soul is present, body has that feeling, thinking, and acting, etc., right? But the moment soul leaves, what does it become? It's the same body, but if the soul is not there, what does it become?
void.
Dead body, right? Yeah, dead body. So life comes from the soul. So that is the third difference. Fourth difference is body is destructible and soul is not destructible. So Krishna says this in 2.23. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, na chainam kledayantyapo, na shoshayati marutaha. So he says the soul can never be cut into pieces, the soul can never be burnt by fire, the soul can never be dried by wind, the soul can never be moistened by water. So these are the properties of soul. But the body can be cut. So we know that, right? But body can be burnt, body can be injured, body can be destroyed, but soul properties are different from body properties. So Krishna is very clear, body can be destroyed but soul cannot be destroyed. So that's what he's talking about here. So now let us pause for a moment and sum up everything we have understood so far. So left side, constant, eternal. So the picture represents the soul. The soul is constant, eternal, unchanging. Krishna says this in 2.20 that we have discussed. And because he says the soul is never born, never dies, he is unborn, eternal, ever existing. So it means
హలో
soul does not begin at
ఇక
birth.
క్లాస్ లో
He does
జాయిన్
not
అవ్వ
end
మళ్ళీ
at death.
మాట్లాడతాను నీతో
Remains remains the same throughout all changes. So if you look at right side, it's about body, it's varying and temporary. In the picture, it shows childhood, youth, adulthood, old age. This represents the body. So Krishna explains in 2.13, as the soul passes from childhood to youth to old age, the body keeps changing, keep growing, keep aging. Finally, the body perishes. It will become destructible. So that body is not we. The body is something that we are using for this life. So if we leave the body, it becomes a dead body. So let us make it clear, soul is constant, eternal, body is varying and temporary, but they both of them exist together, but they are not the same. So why Krishna teaches this first? Krishna begins Bhagavad Gita with this knowledge because all suffering begins when we think I am the body. All peace begins when we understand I am the soul. So until we know who we are, nothing else in spiritual life will make sense. So that's the reason why this is the basic understanding that we should have, that I am not the body, I am the soul. So body will change, body will age, body will end, but the soul, it continues its journey. This understanding is the foundation of Bhagavad Gita and the first secret Krishna reveals. So, once this is clear, the next natural question is, if the soul is eternal and the body is temporary, then what happens to the soul after death? Do you all think about it? So, then Krishna explains this in next. Till now, we understand we are not the body. The soul is constant and eternal, body is temporary and changing. But now we will see what happens to the soul when the body dies, when the body ends. Krishna answers this very clearly in 2.13. So Krishna says, Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tata dehantara praptir dhiras tatra na muhyati. So now let's try to understand this. Krishna says, just like in this same body, you already passed through childhood, youth, and now adulthood or old age. So these are the changes we have already seen. In the same way, at death, the soul passes into another body. So that is also a change. Like a person who was born as a baby and he changed from baby to childhood and from childhood to youth and from youth to old age. So we never repent or we never suffer for that change. So Krishna says, in the same way at death, the soul passes into another body. That is also a change to this. That is also a change like childhood to youth to adulthood. Those changes are there within the same body. Changing one body to another is also a change. So that is known as reincarnation. So reincarnation is nothing but, so we have a body and we have utilized that body, and we are moving from that body to another body is called reincarnation. So Krishna does not compare death to something unknown. He compares it to something you have already experienced. So we have already experienced child body, teenager's body, but we did not get shocked, right? Only for death we will be shocked, we will be feared. But Krishna is explaining clearly, in the same way, leaving this body and taking another one is also natural for the soul. So that's what we need to understand. And let me ask you something. Are you still in your school uniform body? We all might have gone to schools during our childhood, right? Are you still in that body? Or you are in college going body? No, right? You are still there, but you are not in that body. So Krishna says, if you could understand this change, why be confused about the next change of changing bodies? So you don't need to be overwhelmed, confused, or feeling bad about it. Krishna adds one powerful line, dhirah tatra na muhyati. So meaning a wise person, a sober person is not bewildered by death. Why is Krishna saying that? Because such a person knows that I am the soul, not the body. And fear comes only when we think I am this body. Yes or no? Thinking of staying in a rented house, you live there for some time, then you move to another house. Did you die? No, right? You simply change residence. Similarly, the body that you have currently is your residence, and you will change that residence by taking another body. So it is same like taking a rented house and moving from that house to another house, like the change, how that change happens, similar way naturally changing in the body also happens. So body is a temporary residence for the soul, and soul is the resident within that temporary residence. So death is simply change of residence. We need to understand that clearly. So Krishna teaches reincarnation right in chapter 2, in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita only, because fear of death controls human life, and fear disappears when identity is clear. So when we fear, we have suffering. So once we know I am eternal, I am not going to die, I am the soul, I am not the body, life becomes very calm, clear, and more meaningful to us. So that's why Krishna mentioned it in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita itself. So we already experienced body change. Death is just another body change. Experienced body change within the same body. The same way, death is changing to another body. That is also a change. But the soul continues its journey. So it is not going to die, and there was never a time it did not exist, and there will be never a time it will not exist. It continues its journey. So this is reincarnation, and understanding it is very simple, right? And it's also logical and natural. So if you understand this reincarnation concept, so that's what Krishna says here. So now understanding reality, what is real and what is temporary. So let us understand in the Jiva context. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 2.16, and Krishna is now teaching Arjuna, and actually all of us, he's teaching all of us how to see life properly. So with this shloka he is teaching, Nashato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate satah, ubhayorapi drishtontas, tva, tva anayos tattvadarshibhi. So let us try to understand what's the meaning of this shloka. That which is temporary has no permanent existence. So what is temporary? It will not have permanent existence. That is body. That which is eternal never stops existing. So that is about the soul. So those who see the truth clearly understands both. So whoever understands this truth, they will have the clarity, is what Krishna says. So Krishna said three things. One is body is temporary and it has no permanent existence. And soul is eternal and it never stops existing. It is permanent. And he also says who those who understands this truth, tattvadarshi, he says that tattvadarshi who have seen the truth, they clearly understands the nature of both, nature of body, nature of soul. So now let's break this down into asat and sat. Krishna is dividing everything in this world into two categories, asat and sat. Asat is temporary, changing, and it will not last forever. Sat is eternal, permanent, and it will never be destroyed. So what is asat? What is temporary here? So let's look at our own daily experience, our body, child body, youth body, old body. So it is temporary, right? Child body is temporary, youth body is temporary, old body is also temporary. And if you look at your job, position, salary, everything is temporary, right? It keeps changing. It's nothing is permanent in this world. And if you look at your own house, own car, own phone, everything is temporary. And happiness and distress, for that matter, they are also temporary. Yesterday we were happy, today we may be sad. So these things keep changing. Krishna says whatever keeps changing cannot be the real identity. That is known as asat. So think of electricity and a bulb. Bulb may break, bulb may change, bulb may stop working, but electricity remains the same, right? Similarly, body is like the bulb, jiva is like the electricity. So body comes and goes. We keep changing the bulbs, but the electricity continues to be the same. Soul does not come and go. Soul is existing before the body. It will exist after the body also. So Sat means eternal. So now Krishna talks about Sat, that which never changes. So that is Atma, Jiva, the soul. So you were a child, you existed. You are now an adult, you exist. Body will become old, but you will still exist. The body changed, but you continue to be existing. That continuous I is the soul. So this is confirmed in 2.20, like we discussed just before. Najayate mriyate va kadachin. The soul is never born and never dies. So that's what Krishna says. And why is Krishna telling this to Arjuna now? Arjuna is in a sad mood now, because he thinks that Bhishma will die, Drona will die in the battle, all my relatives will die. So Krishna is correcting Arjuna. You are seeing only the body, you're not seeing the soul. That this is ignorance, this is not knowledge. So who understands this clearly? Krishna mentioned, right? Tattvadarshibihi. Those who have seen this truth of Asat and Sat, he's not talking about just bookish knowledge and not imagination, but he's talking about the realized knowledge. Realized knowledge how does it come? Realized knowledge comes through the disciplic succession we discussed yesterday, right? So if you have to approach Bhagavad Gita, read Bhagavad Gita, you have to understand through the parampara system to the disciplic succession, so that you understand the truth clearly as taught by Srila Prabhupada, the Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas. Any parampara that connects back to Krishna is the parampara that we have to choose. There are four paramparas, probably we can discuss in another day. So we have to have a guru who can teach us all this philosophy. That guru should connect to the disciplic succession. That we need to be very clear. Such a person only knows this knowledge, that body is temporary, soul is eternal, and Krishna is the supreme eternal. So, Krishna is Param Sat. So soul, Jiva is Sat, and Krishna is super soul, he is Param Sat. So now comes the most important part, how this helps us in life. When someone insults us, we will be hurt, right? You all feel the same, or it is only me? Do you feel hurt when somebody insults? Yes or no? We all get hurt, right? Because we find that we because we feel that we our identity is body, so that's why we feel that we are the body. If somebody insults us, we feel bad about it. And when we fear death, because we are afraid that our body is gone. So that means that we feel that we are the body, and when death comes, we feel that we are the body and we are gone. So it's not the case for Tattvadarshibihi, whoever sees the truth. So when we chase enjoyment, we think the body is the self. That's why we kind of give lot of bodily comforts. We wanted to make our body comfort. We want to decorate our body, etc. Right? It doesn't mean that you should not dress properly, but we end up spending lot of time energy on the external. Like yesterday we discussed about the cage and the bird story, right? So we are trying to take care of the cage very well, and we are kind of buying a golden cage, but we are not taking care of the bird inside. So Krishna says this confusion is because you don't know what is Sat and Asat. So once we understand I'm not this body, I'm eternal servant of Krishna, then fear reduces, anxiety reduces, and attachment reduces. And then we will come to the platform of devotion. So devotion increases. So fear, anxiety, attachment, all of this come only when we identify with body. So when we identify ourselves with soul, then devotion comes into picture. So now let's understand the facts about soul. This is told by Krishna only in Bhagavad Gita. So now Krishna has told us in the previous verse that the eternal soul never, the eternal never ceases to exist. And the natural question is, okay, then what exactly is the soul? Where is it? What does it do? So we get all these questions, right? Let us see the details. So soul is seated in the heart. If you look at in the beginning, in the middle of this slide, so soul is seated in the heart. So this is the first point. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 18.61. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hruddesha arjuna tishtati. So Krishna says the living entity is seated in the region of the heart. So the soul is seated in the region of the heart. That's why when someone is emotionally hurt, they say, my heart is hurt. When someone is very dear, we say, you are close to my heart, right? So that's the reason why we use that, because the soul is seated in the region of the heart. The soul is not in the brain. The brain is like a computer, but the soul is the user. So that's the first property. The second is, so do you know what is the size of the soul? Did you ever thought about it, or do you know about the size of the soul?
Yes, Mataji.
So what is the size?
Uh, 10,000, 1 by 10,000 part of tip of the hair.
Haribol. So 1 by 10,000 part of the tip of the hair is the size of the soul. So we cannot see the soul also with a naked eye. So it's surprising, right? The soul is extremely small. Srila Prabhupada explains this particular 1 by 10,000 part of the tip of the hair. He got it from the Upanishads. Now, someone may ask, if it is too tiny, how can it control the whole body? Do you get the question? Yes
Yes,
or no?
Mataji.
Yes, right. So it's very simple, right? If you take, if you have a big car, you will have a small key only. So you will operate with the small key only. And a huge computer can be controlled by a small chip. So size doesn't matter, but power matters, right? So that's why soul is small. Even though it is small, it controls the entire body. And that is the second property. The third is consciousness. This is very important. The symptom of the soul is consciousness. Because the soul is present, the body feels pain, the body feels pleasure, and the body thinks, desires, loves somebody, etc. Right? All this happen because the soul is present in the body. So when the soul leaves, the same body, same brain, same heart, will it have consciousness?
No, Mataji.
No, right? So that is why dead body does not respond, because the consciousness is not there. So consciousness does not come from chemicals. So the body is made up of chemicals. It comes from the but the consciousness comes from the presence of the soul, not from the body. So that we need to understand. That is third property. And the fourth is unchanging. It does not undergo six kind of changes that body undergoes. So everything in the material world goes through these six changes: birth, growth, staying for some time, producing byproducts, dwindling, destruction. So these are the six changes that body undergoes, but the soul undergoes none of these changes. This is confirmed in 2.20 that we discussed, right? Najayate mriyate va kadachin. So Krishna said the soul is not born, it does not die, and he does not grow old. Only the body changes. So unchanging is another property. So what is the fifth one? It travels from one body to another. This is very key in Gita teaching. Dehi nosmin yatha dehe shloka Krishna explained. So you change clothes, you remain the same person. Similarly, soul changes bodies, soul remains the same individual. So that means it travels from one body to another, but it remains the same. So death is not the end. It is simply the change of residence, like we move from rented home that we discussed, right? The same way, body also, soul also changes the bodies. That is the fifth property. Sixth is eternal, means full of knowledge, full of bliss. So it is also called as Sat Chit Ananda. Sat is eternal, Chit is full of knowledge, Ananda is full of bliss. So then why are we unhappy? So now that we are learning that we are not this body, we are the soul, and one of the properties of the soul is Satchitananda. It is eternal, full of knowledge, full of bliss. But why are we unhappy? Anyone can say that?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Because we have forgotten that we are the servants of Krishna.
Hari Hari. Very nice, Mataji. Very well said. So the soul is now disconnected from Krishna. For example, if you take a fish, it is very healthy fish, and you take it out from the water and you give a golden throne to sit, and you put AC and you give five-star hotel treatment, will it be happy? No, right?
It requires water.
Yeah, because you have taken it out of water, it suffers a lot. Similarly, soul outside Krishna consciousness is suffering. Soul connected to Krishna will be happy. So because soul is Sachitananda, but if you forget the relationship, if you forget the connection with Krishna, then you will be suffering. That is the sixth property. And seventh is seeker of God. So by nature, every soul is searching for Krishna. People may say, I am searching for success, I am searching for love, I am searching for peace, etc., but actually the soul is searching for the lost relationship with Krishna. That's why even after getting everything, people still feel empty. So now that we have some targets, I wanted to get a job, then I will be happy. But after getting a job, they will be happy for temporary period, but again they will be unhappy. They wanted to get married, and after getting married, they will feel like, okay, if I get married, I settle down in life, I will be happy. But after they get married, they settle down, they will feel unhappy again. And again, they wanted to have children, and they wanted to have the children settle, get married, etc., everything happens, but they still feel unhappy. Why do they still feel unhappy? Because they did not find the relationship with Krishna. They did not so what they are searching for, they did not find it. So that's the reason why even after getting everything, people still feel empty. That is the seventh property. Eighth is soul is fireproof, waterproof, unbreakable. So Krishna mentioned it in 2.23, right? Nainam chindanti shastrani. So fire cannot burn the soul, water cannot wet the soul, weapons cannot cut the soul, etc. Right? So this is why soul cannot be destroyed by any material means. It is completely spiritual. That's why any material weapon, any material water, any material fire cannot cannot destroy the soul. So when we understand the soul property, half of our life's confusion disappears. So we should remember that. So now let's try to understand this. Human body is not the only body a soul takes. So till now we spoke about the jiva, the soul. Now let us understand one very important point from the Vedic scriptures. The soul does not take only a human body. So you all think all souls will take human body?
No, Mataji.
No, right? So great sages explained that the soul can live in many different bodies, not just human bodies. So this verse tells us how many types of bodies exist. So let us read this verse. Maybe you can recite after me. Jalajanava. So you can unmute yourself and recite after me. You want to recite or no? You want me to go ahead and recite?
Yes, Mataji, we want to recite.
Okay. Second. जलजानवलक्षाणि
जलजानवलक्ष्याणि
जलजानवलक्षाणि
स्थावरा लक्षविंशति
स्थावरालक्षविंशति
स्थावरालक्षविंशति
कृमयो रुद्र संख्याकाः
प्रमयो
प्रमयो
रुद्रसङ्ख्याकः
रुद्रसङ्ख्याकः
पक्षिणां दशलक्षणम्
पक्षिणां
पक्षिणां
दशलक्षणम्
दशलक्षणम्
त्रिंशल्लक्षाणि पशवः
त्रिंशल्लक्षाणि
त्रिंशल्लक्षाः
पशवः
पशवः
चतुर्लक्षाणि मानुषाः
चतुर्लक्षाणि
चतुर्लक्षाणि
मानुषाः
मानुषाः
So let us try to understand this shloka clearly. So Jalaja means aquatic lives. Jala means what? Water, right? So the soul can take bodies like fish, whales, dolphins, any small water creatures. So they say there are 9 lakh kinds of bodies um, who live in water, who can live in water. So he says Jalaja means water. The soul can take aquatic life, and those aquatic lives are 9 lakhs, 9 lakh types. So if you take daily example, when you go to an aquarium, you see fish in a pond. Then we have to remember inside that body is also a living soul, just like us. So the soul is inside human body, and soul is inside aquatic lives also. That is first category. Second is Thavara. Sthavara means plants and trees. So this means non-moving living beings, plants, trees, mountains. They don't move, right? They will be in the same place until they die. So this includes trees, plants, grass, creepers, any of that kind. And there are 20 lakh such kind of species. A tree may not walk, may not talk, but it is alive. It grows, it responds to the environment, etc. Right? So even a tree has soul inside. So next is Krimayo. Krimayo means worms, insects, and bugs. So this includes ants, mosquitoes, butterflies, bees, and these species are 11 lakh species. These types of species are 11 lakhs. So when an ant runs on the floor, it is not just a moving dot. It is a jiva in a tiny body. So jiva is there in that tiny body also. And pakshinam. Pakshinam is birds. So this includes sparrows, pigeons, parrots, eagles. So these are, I think, 10 lakh kinds of birds are there. So usually when we wake up in the morning, birds chirp, right? So they're also living beings going through life experiences just like us. And Pashavaha, animals. Animals also like cows, dogs, cats, lions, elephants. There are 30 lakh kinds of species. So the dog also feels happiness, fear, attachment, and cow shows affection. Why? Because the same soul principle is present within those bodies also. But the consciousness is different. The consciousness is highest in human body. The consciousness is lowest in lower species. And manushaha is human beings. So finally the this word says manushaha. This means there are, they say, 4 lakh kinds of human forms are there, and we have received one of those rare human bodies. So what is the lesson here? The soul travels through many bodies, changes bodies just like we change clothes, and it is eternal. And the body changes, but the jiva continues. But here, what we are seeing is the soul may not take only human body, but this human body is very special because only in human form we can ask questions about life, we can understand God, we can practice bhakti, we can remember Krishna. Animals, what do? They do 4 things, right? Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. And even if we get a human life, and if you do only these 4 things, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, then we are wasting our human life, which is very rare. And out of these 84 lakhs of species, we might have gone through every species, 84 lakhs, and then the rarest opportunity came for us, and we have taken human birth. And if we do the same thing as we have done in the 84 other lakh species, then we are wasting our human life. That we need to understand. So Krishna has kindly given us a human body, not for enjoyment alone. We have to revive our relationship with Krishna. So now tell me, if soul can take so many bodies, should we respect all living beings or not?
Yes,
Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Yes, right. Because every living being is a Jiva, and Jiva is part of Krishna. So we should understand that. So these are the, and where did this verse come in? So how did we know these many lakhs of species are there? We will see in this slide. So, it says, choose your body wisely. What does it mean? So if you look at this, we have discussed about the species, right? Human species, 4 lakhs, and quadruples, like animals who are four-legged animals, are 30 lakhs, birds are 10 lakhs, insects are 11 lakhs, trees 20 lakhs, species in water 9 lakhs. So these are all together 84 lakh species. So what does it mean? It does not mean we can choose our height, color, our looks, our body, etc. It means when we do so what we do in this human life decides our next body. So that we need to understand. So Vishnu Purana says there are 84 lakh species, and we can choose our body wisely, the next body. So now we may be in human body, but whatever we do in this body, that decides our next birth. So let us try to understand this in a simple way. Suppose a student gets a seat in very good school, and if the student utilizes that good school, he studies well, then he progresses well, he get a good job, he gets settled in life easily. But if a student, even though the good school admission, he got the admission in that good school, if he wastes time, he may fail. And it means that he did not utilize the opportunity of that good school, and he did not study well, and he misused that opportunity. Then he will fail and he will suffer. He will not be having a good job, and he has financial issues, and he will not get married, and he cannot take care of his parents, etc., right? So there's so many consequences that happen because he did not utilize that opportunity. But whoever has utilized that opportunity, he progressed well. Similarly, Krishna gives us a human body. If we utilize it, then we will go back to Godhead. So we will be going out of the suffering that we are having in this material world. If we live like animals, only doing those 4 things: eating, sleeping, mating, defending, and if we forget God and if we don't do devotion, then we may not go back to our spiritual life, and it means that we are wasting our life. And whatever we do, if we only do whatever animals are doing, we will go back to the animal body again. That's why Srila Prabhupada always says that the human body is a rare opportunity. So animals cannot ask these questions, right? Who am I? Because the consciousness in animal body is very low. They cannot talk, they cannot think like humans, and they cannot question like who am I, and how to understand God, who is God, the 5 topics that we are discussing right now. Animals, even though if you teach them, they will not be able to understand. So because the consciousness is low in the animals, and human body only can understand whenever the soul is in human body, then only your consciousness is high, then only you will be able to understand God, then only you will be able to understand that I am not this body, I am the soul. But if animals, they understand, even though however way you teach them that you are not this body, you are the soul, will they understand?
No,
No,
Mataji.
Mataji.
No, right? So but human bodies, whoever is in human body, they will have higher consciousness, they will understand, and they also get that questions. Many people will get that question in some point in their life: who am I, why am I suffering, and what is the purpose of life, etc., right? So those questions they will ask themselves. And in the human body, we can understand Bhagavad Gita, we can serve Krishna, we can chant holy names, and we also can target to go back to Godhead, back to our spiritual world. So the chance does not come easily. It comes only after traveling through millions of bodies. 84 lakh species. We don't know how many bodies we have taken to get this human life. So Krishna is kindly telling us, you have come so far, but don't waste this human life. Use it wisely and come back. Krishna is always waiting for us, and he wants us to be coming back to him. Like For example, if a son is grown up and he says, "No, I don't want to stay with my parents. I wanted to go outside and stay alone," but he suffers, right? Without parents' support. Many a times, some people may get settled, but in general scenario, usually whoever comes out without proper job, without proper guidance, they will suffer a lot. And at one point they will realize that I need to go back to my parents. And when that person comes back to parents, will parents allow that person, or they will ask them to leave?
Allow the person, Mataji.
Hello, right? So they will be very happy to see the sun coming back, because so the same way Krishna is also like that. We all left Krishna due to our envy or some other reason. We have come fallen down from spiritual world to material world, and but Krishna is lovingly waiting for us, and he is giving all kinds of opportunities for us to go back to him. So that's one of the reasons Krishna always gives opportunities for us. And he's always lovingly waiting for us, and that's the reason why he takes so many expansions, so many incarnations, right? Like he has taken birth as a little Krishna in Vrindavan. Why did he take birth as a little Krishna? Anyone knows?
Because they asked Krishna to come in the form of a child,
Yeah.
normal child.
So, yeah,
But
there are several reasons. So, one reason is usually anybody likes little kids, right? All of us, if we see any small child, we all love that person, right or not wrong? Yes or no? You all love children,
Yes, Mataji.
especially babies.
yeah,
Yeah. So, when the baby is normal baby only, we will love that baby. But if Krishna comes as a baby, he wants to attract all of us and take us back to home. So that's one of the purpose that he took that loving child form, and he had done a lot of pastimes for all of us to realize that he loves us, and he is so sweet, and we want and he wants to inspire us to go back to home. So that's one of the reasons he took a form of a child as well. Yeah, thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Please let me know if you have any questions, comments on today's class.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
You said about the 4 lakh species of human beings, but how is it?
So 4 lakh species of human beings, because there are several planets in this world, right? We are on Earth planet. There are several planets. But science says there is no living in other planets. But Krishna did not create all the planets just to make it empty, right? Because we do not know that there are living beings in that planet. We feel that there is no life there. But in Surya planet, Chandra planet, there are people, there are human beings. So whatever, so the bodies are in such a way that we are in Earth. On Earth, the body is suitable for living on Earth, and there are different species of human beings also in other planets. So that's why we have 4 lakh species, but we know only 2 or 3 here: man, woman, transgender, etc. Right? I don't know if that also comes under a special species or not, but we usually have man and woman. There are two types of human beings that we know, but other species of human beings are in other planets.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Any other questions you have? Right. So we are getting the quizzes also, right? Please try to attempt those quizzes, and try to go through Bhagavad Gita also. If you're already reading, well and good. If you're not reading, you can start reading. And we also have other classes if you want to join after this SGR. There will be a deep dive sessions of Bhagavad Gita, so we will keep you posted on that after our classes are done. So hope these classes are helping you. Thank you very much for joining today's session. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
Mataji,
kripa
I have
sindhubhyavascha pachitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaः. Yes, Mataji.
Mata, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Mataji, can you
Krishna.
add me in the group? I'm not in the group.
Oh, you're
Like
not in the
I'm
group. Can
getting
you?
sister shared me the link, Mataji.
Okay, sure, definitely. Can you add your number in the chat box?
Yeah, sure, Mataji.
Yeah. Okay.